Hello, this is my second vlog, the second episode of my vlog, and a vlog is a video blog, and a blog is a weblog. So today, the 4th of December, Friday, 2009, and I want to talk to you about the BBC. The BBC is probably one of the most famous institutions on earth. It's short for the British Broadcasting Corporation, and they provide a great part of the radio programmes that are available here, and they have the BBC World Service on the radio, which many of you in far-flung parts of the world will be able to listen to, and they have television programmes, and they have very high standards, and their programmes are magnificently made. Well, they ought to be, because the BBC has so much money that they couldn't fail. Well, they have difficulty failing to produce the best programmes. How do they get all this money? Well, in the UK, they acquire the right to charge for a television licence. And if you watch live television, and it doesn't matter if it's the BBC or if it's another television provider, if the programme is live in any way, shape or form, whether it's on your computer or whether it's on a television screen, if it's live you need a licence. Licence costs around £140, maybe slightly less, for a colour television, which is about €160, which is about getting on for $200 US. Doesn't sound a lot. If you're the BBC chairman, who receives a salary of £800,000 a year, close on £1 million, $1.5 million US, €1 million, then the TV licence is peanuts. But if you're a pensioner on £130 a week, it's 1/50 of your income. And there are many pensioners who are frightened to get out of bed in the winter's morning because they can't afford to heat the house. So what right has the BBC got to charge them 1/50 their income for watching what in many cases is rubbish? And I'm not suggesting that the BBC produce rubbish, but there's an awful lot of rubbish television out there from many companies. So how do they collect the television licence? Well, you can buy one at the post office, or you can go online and you can buy one online. I've had fun and games with the television licence people, and before I moved up here in 2003, I lived down south, and for over a year I was coming up once a month just to check that the house was still in one piece, and to look at the mail. And amongst a lot of the mail was reminders from the television licence people that this address is in their computer and it's shown as not having a television licence, and they want to know how and why. So I used to write to them and say, well, I don't have a television set, so I don't need a television licence. To which they would reply, well, a lot of people say they don't have a television set, so don't need a licence, and we find that very often they do, so we don't really believe you, which in so many words. So I got incensed at this, and I wrote to their head office in Bristol, and I said, if you don't stop harassing me, which is what all this correspondence is about, I'm going to get my MP to raise the matter in the House of Parliament, the House of Commons. So I got a long letter back apologising and profusely and saying they'll never contact me again. 6 months later, their local office in Lancashire sent me a letter starting the whole ball game all over again. So I'd had enough of this. This is what they wanted. They wanted to hound me and harass me into getting a licence. So I went to Woolworths and bought a black and white television, went to the post office and got a black and white television licence for £40, €50 or about $70. Thought no more about it, and I watched a little bit of film. It was only a tiny little black and white screen, but it did the job. And sometimes black and white suits television films. And now, 6 months later, there was a knock on the door, and the doorbell rang, and there was a man with a clipboard. It's always strange how they have a clipboard, these guys. And he said, we understand you've got a black and white television, we'd like to check on it. Well, I said to him, have you got a court order? Which he sort of made him jump. And I said, well, right, come in. And I showed him the black and white television, and I said, are you satisfied now? And he nodded, and I said, right, you can get out and don't ever come back. I said, you've got an absolute cheek, you people. And he apologised, and I got the impression that he was glad to be on his way. So I thought no more about it. Anyway, about last Christmas, I got rid of the black and white TV a long time ago. Last Christmas I decided to get a colour television, and I got a licence, and I did it online, and I discovered online that depending on what time of the month you buy it, they backdated. So I bought it about the third week in December, and they backdated it to the first. So I lost 3 weeks of the year. Despite the fact that it said a full year's licence cost so much, they gave me a licence for 49 weeks for the same money. So I immediately said, you can forget it. I'll have my money back. That's not playing the game. Taking money off pensioners like that. So they gave me my money back. I'll give them their due. Anyway, yesterday they were here again. Man with a clipboard. We understand you've not got a television, is that right? We'd like to come in and see. I said, you're not coming in and see. I said, if you don't believe what I tell you, then I don't trust you. And I don't want you in my house. And you're not going to come into my house, because this is my castle. And I'm not going to be harassed and hounded by you people. Oh, he said, well then we'll have to put it to the detector van. They have a van which goes round, they say they do, and checks up on whether people are watching television, and they can sit outside your door and they can tell if you're watching television, and then you get fined. Anyway, I sent him on his way, and I'm now going to write to the chairman of the BBC and tell them that if they don't stop hounding and harassing me, I'm going to get my MP to at last bring the matter up in the House of Commons, because I'm fed up with it. No other organisation hounds and harasses me like this. I don't get letters from the Driver Vehicle Licensing Authority in Cardiff saying, according to our records, you haven't got a car. Now, a lot of people tell us they haven't got a car, but we find that they do. So we'd like to come and check that you haven't got a car. Well, they don't do that. Only the television licence people do this. I think they've got a darned cheek. Thank you, and goodbye until tomorrow.